To the left we have a pair of wooden skis from a Swedish company called Texnäs. They have been making skis for a bit of over 100 years now. My pair are 2 meters and 24 centimeters long, 6.5 centimeters wide where you stand, and 7 centimeters wide at the front and at the rear. These forest skis, we call them forest skiers in Sweden because you can go everywhere with them. This is also why they have become very popular among Swedish hunters, and they are silent, which is also good. These wooden skis need care and treatment before every season. I treat mine with tar oil, after which I leave them dry up in the sun. I generally only do this once before every season. I don't wax them. To the right is a pair of skis of the model Altai skis by a Finnish company called OAC. Elsewhere I think you can also call them hawk skis. They are generally shorter and wider than the average ski. They come in few lengths. These are 1 meter and 46 centimeter long, 10.5 centimeters where you stand, 13 centimeter at the front and 12 centimeter at the tail. They have a plastic bottom with an insert of a synthetic skin in the midsection of the bottom side. There exist since hundreds of years similar wooden skis in Siberia with fur skin from the leg of a moose or from a reindeer as a middle section. The skins are to help you push forward and to not slip backwards in ascents. Metal runs up and down along the edges. These are to help bite into the side of a hill, either going up or down. These skis do not require any treatment. However, you can wax the plastic bottom sections with regular ski wax if you wish. Common for both these two skis is that the bindings accommodate any type of boot that you insert into them. The rings at the bottom of the poles that come with the plastic Altai skis are smaller than the rings of my poles, and generally the wider the ring, the better it is when you push forward in especially loose and powdery and deep snow. And this especially will become more evident later on in this review. The Altai ski is a crossover hybrid of snowshoes and regular skis. What we hope to cover in this review is 5 different categories. 1. Tight forest for maneuverability. 2. Uneven terrain, ups and downs. 3. Crossing large ditches or areas with holes. 4. Ascents and descents. And 5. Tight turns or U-turns if you have to. Because the Altai skis are so short, they don't allow you to cross over with one single leap over the ditches or holes. Instead, the nose stabs into the side of the opposing wall. A better technique is then to step down sidewise down and then step up sidewise up again, like Paula is doing now. the wooden skis you don't feel the ups and downs that much. The length of the skis evens out the terrain and brings a level of comfort and balance to you that the altai skis don't match. With the altai skis you feel every up and down, and you find that you also have to be more active to keep your general balance. Concerning the poles of the altai skis, the rings or the basket, because they are so small, they easily punch through and get hooked. You feel now and then that you get stuck and have to give a good pull to recuperate your poles. This is annoying at times as it acts as a block in your movement forward. I would recommend to get better poles. The maneuverability of both these skis are quite good, but exceptional is the altai skis because of their length. The shorter they are, the easier they are to turn around, either left or right. With the long forest skis it is possible, but you have to plan your route a bit better, more in advance. Very often I find that I plan my route quite far in advance before I even attempt to try it. So I'm always thinking ahead with my forest skis. I don't need to do that with the altai skis. We switch skis here. I have the altai skis. Here is a good example of why it's so important. The width, the diameter width of the ring of your pole is here because the poles of the altai skis were so narrow. I punched right through the deep snow, and I had no bearing at all compared to my regular poles. I find the altai skis extremely easy to maneuver, to turn left or right or even 180 degrees. They are very good in tight forest. But I also find them very flimsy. They are not as stable as the wooden skis. They easily slide to the side as you move forward, unlike the wooden skis that follows its own tracks and stabilizes your feet that way. I find that more often I have to counter the movements of the altai skis instead of just tagging along as I normally do with my wooden skis. But they are quite fun though. The flip over is a fast way to turn 180 degrees with regular wooden skis. I choose my skis carefully just for this reason, so that they are not too long and do not allow me to do this flip over. The flip over is also especially good when you want to zigzag down a descent instead of just running straight down in risking of hitting trees on your way down. But what skis do I prefer with the dogs? I regularly had to readjust the poles of the altai skis as they are telescopic and they did not hold the size that you picked.